Day unfold of the engagement, two stunning figures, likely brides, sit side by side on a plush couch facing massive ornate mirrors. Both are wearing exquisite gowns as they are sit silently with tinted faces with few loose strands framing their faces. The mirror reflects their image as both gaze at their own reflections, admiring their appearance while making subtle adjustments in their gowns and accessories. The road opened, revealing Mrs. Park and Mrs. John, who smiled at their daughters and with gentle hands they helped them stand up, who smiled at both ladies too. It's time to go outside now. Everyone is waiting for you too. Arian assured note before they began to walk towards the open door of hall. In hall, V and Suga stand tall, positioned on either sides of a grand style, their ominous eyes fixed intensely on the vision before them. Both are wearing full suits on their muscular physiques with elegance and charm. Their muscular sessile features and broad shoulders exuding confidence, their stares are like burning embers with passion and desire to claim the dainty beings for the rest of their lives. As they gaze towards, their attention is captivated by the two beautiful brides approaching them, whose slim figures are opposed from groom's rugged masculinity. With each step, Allure's eyes cast downward. And just in minutes, delegates stood in front of resilient males with tinted cheeks, not getting enough courage to stare back into the orbs of stalwarts who seems to not divert their gazes even for a single second. Soon Sugar and Weave open small black boxes revealing two stunning diamond rings which shine under the bright lights. Frail girls extend their fair hands towards the males who hold the rings in their immense hands. Who with tender gesture they slide the rings onto their beloved's finger where the fit is perfect as if these ornaments were made for these petite fingers. The face of youngers turned crimson. After the moment, Ariel and Azure open their boxes as well, revealing two simple yet elegant rings with shiny smiles as they calmly slide the rings onto rough masculine hands. Fingers from their slim ones. Sugan we erupt into grin as they gaze at scenery of blessedness and grace of soulful beings who are now officially bound to them for the rest of their lives in unbreakable bond. The crowd around them cheers with applause. The sight of beautiful forms standing near the raw heavy physics exudes the warmth and protectiveness, the heavy arms of males resting upon the slim waist of gorgeous beings who are tinted with the hue of redness. Brownie's eyeful seemed to bore into the very souls of dainty frames whose breath quickened as they stood bask in the passion in front of ardent intensity that makes their hearts race. The shield around fragile waists are showing the protectiveness and authority they hold on to small forms, as their robes are speaking aloud of their each vow for that too. Their each and everything completely and utterly belongs to V and Sugar, from their smile to tears, pain to pleasure, and they are the only who can own that from now on for the rest of theirs. Another day unfolds in the huge hall where sound of resonant steps against the floor are audible. As Suga is walking past by the hall when his sharp eyes cuff a amazing sight which caused the steps to take rest. He stood imposingly for a while gazing at the endearing sight while his hands are inserted in the jeans pockets. Not resisting the longing anymore, he strides towards the couches where an angelic being is silently sleeping. The stoic remained still near the couch where sits Azure, grasping slightly on her book while her pens and other papers are spread across the table, giving the hint that she has fallen asleep while reading them. The scenery brings a noticeable grin on Sugar's features. The long fingers make their way to tenderly slide away those dusky bangs away from the closed eyes of delicate as the rough surface of Brownie's fingers grazed on the soft skin of Azure's, which broke the serene sleep of her. Just as the frail veils of monoliths creased up, revealing the lively eyes that reflects pureness of her kind soul as she cluelessly gazed for a while at the male whose orbs never left her sight. The soothing rosy colored hair spread across the glowy cheeks of Azure when she looked away, not being able to maintain eyes contact with the intense one who is staring into the soul of her. Get some rest in your room, Stalwart stated, receiving a nod from small figure who bit her lower lips, being flustered by the thought of found sleeping soundly in the hall beside her books. Stoic admired the soul-stirring acts with patience when the fragile one is keep gazing on her fingers, forgetting them against in shyness, which is another enchanting scenario of her glorious existence. Suga grinned before striding towards the exit door, leaving the divine behind, who eyed him innocently before gathering her stuffs in her soft palms, with small curve pressing on her luscious pears. Harry slender inside her delicate frame, silhouetted against the glow of sunlight streaming through the glass window, where she is standing with her back to the room, her gaze lost in the distant horizon. As she stared there, her gaze begins to shift, drawn to a small flower pot placed on the window sill, filled with lavender petals. Their fragrance fluffs up around the beauty, being engulfing her completely. Her eyes, previously lost in the distance, now focus on the teeny blooms, her expression softening more as she takes in the sight of her slender fingers pressed against the glass begin to drift towards the pot, gently touching the petals. Harry remained entranced by the flowers, oblivious to the presence of a rugged masculine frame standing in the doorway with his rough physique, his broad shoulders, strong jawline, and piercing eyes, though he held a quiet aroma. His dismal observed, drinking the sight of peace of the moment, fixing on anyone filled with the deep appreciation for the peaceful tableau. She presents her fingertips, gazing the soft velvety texture, realizing a faint rustle of daylight. Elder stands still, captivated by the sinless scenery near, absorbing every detail, every nuance, as if committing this scenario to memory in verse. The fair hand glides across the stems. The softness of her caress seems to match the softness of the petals, creating a harmonious union of tender touch and delicate texture. Her lips curved in a small, enigmatic smile. Resilient hands are folded across the stuffed chest, his biceps swell and his forearms ripple with calm ease, stretched while the veins of his stand out, his lips pressed towards in a thin line. The stillness remained for a few more moments, etching every single move of her snowy form, which within, as in this moment, the world outside resides, and all that exists is splendid, exquisite, standing there. There is a full blend in the world of her own grace and simplicity, sparkling with a quiet joy, her palms brushing over the flowers, waving a spell of innocence. After a while, we turn to leave with calm moves and measured steps, trying to contain the turmoil brewing inside him, not breaking the calmness of Harry, whose soul is stirred by the depth of his passion, and soon the burly frame disappeared. The evening is peaceful inside the house as the three of old brothers sits on the couches as well as Mistress Park and Mistress John, but soon they all smiles when two of Airy and Azure comes near, all of them playfully besides each other. The two of them takes their seats on couches with some shine in their beautiful eyes, which is understood by elders that they are surely here to ask for something, as everyone paid their entire attention to tiny beings. Azure gazed at Eri, gesturing her to start first, who gave her hint to start the conversation herself. As Azure's lips formed into pout on Eri, as the two of them again settled their lively eyes on the elders to say their longings. Me and Eri are here to talk about something. Mistress Park shook her head politely. Say that you are here to place a bundle of wishes again. Eri and Azure luscious pears turned into tiny pouts. It's not like we always wishes for something, she said, sulking adorably. Everyone here knows that well, she said when Mistress Park passed a note to her in agreement. It's okay, you two tell what you wanted to talk about. Mr. John and Mr. Park nod, admiring their princesses, making Azure and Aries' rosy lips curve up into tender smiles. Actually, there is a birthday celebration of our university friend tomorrow night. She asked Azure to continue, and we wanted to attend that as well. So we are allowed to? They questioned with hopes in their eyes. The sound of resolute steps echoed when we and Suga walked near the sitting area with their rugged hands buried in the pockets of their denim jeans as they settled on the grayish couches with gap between their heavy femurs. Everyone gazed at them as well as Azure and Eri, who innocently eyed them, whose dark eyes are already on them. Eri and Azure again turned their faces to know the answers of their elders, hopefully. If you both are willing to attend that, then you too can. We are not stopping you. Azure and Aries' smiles turned bright on the agreement of their fathers. Stoics' hearts felt peace, gazing the happiness of delegates, but soon the fury rushed in them, knowing that the reason of their these glorious smiles is someone else, making them grin as they straightened to speak something deliberately. No, you can't attend the celebration, he stated in his deep voice. We are not allowing you to. The statement is intense as his dark orbs. The beautiful smiles faded, hearing the sentences of Brownie Mills, whose faces are grim as they stared at them. Azure and Airy moved their radiance to give the sight of their lively eyes before their lips parted on words to speak. Our friend insisted us a lot to come there, and we also wants to attend the birthday, they said in low voice, finding difference in the voices of stalwarts. We and Sugar remained still, not looking the way. How Ari and Azure are again longing to attend the event this much, as they lean with the headrest of couch calmly. Where you go, we go. You are not going anywhere without us, he said, staring deeply at Ari. You are not capable of taking care of yourselves. We need to be with you, he stated, gazing at Azure somberly.